This path was not of your own choosing. It was never a decision you made. Woke up one morning and declared, Today, I shall embark on the journey of revealing my true identity. Dispel the misconception I have harbored for myself. It is not common for individuals to actively pursue the pursuit of spiritual awakening resembles a quest for understanding advancement or a holiday. Due to awakening is not about adding something. It is about to be dismantled, fragmented, and unformed, and yet here you stand. There exists an element within you that has already commenced. To break apart subtly and distinctly, like the movement of tectonic plates occurring beneath the tranquil expanse of the ocean surface remains unseen, yet not entirely. Yet one can sense it in the exhaustion that respite cannot alleviate, in the discomfort for an entity that eludes definition, in the unsettling apprehension regarding your former existence. Your past convictions, your previous connections, the mask no longer conforms. This is not an analysis. This is not a state of depression. This is the final echoes of your former self, and the singular murmur of your essence. The process of attaining spiritual awakening is not accompanied by fireworks, murmurs, and symbols. Both nuanced and peculiar, one may overlook their presence, yet they remain ever present. Indications provided by your subconscious representations, disparate elements, converging in a quiet harmony, an invitation to traverse a journey that will expect the utmost from you while offering little. In return, an aspect that is uniquely yours. The initial concealed indication is characterized by a profound awareness. There exists an indication of an underlying issue. Regardless of the circumstances, all appears as it should, yet it lingers in your mind. In moments of laughter, it permeates your successes, it encompasses your achievements. Much like smoke, are often imperceptible, yet ever present. Constraining your existence externally may seem flawless. You possess what you once did and treaties were made. Yet the spirit remains indifferent in performance. It seeks authenticity and veracity. It invariably commences with a sense of unease. This is the point of fracture, the inception of disillusionment rather than the cynicism of the skeptic, yet the perspective of the enlightened. Perceiving the refined facade, you possess the persona that has been worn for an extent. Duration, meticulously crafted persona, established not from your core yet from anticipation, familial, cultural, societal, even a spiritual facade, so compelling even. You have held this belief until this very moment. The sign is one that would take you by surprise at the outset. Experiencing a decline in enthusiasm for aspects that previously shaped your identity, the titles, the acclaim, the performances, that contemplates the antiquated aspirations that fail to inspire you any longer, and the reason eludes you. Individuals express that you have transformed, as though it is an injustice that you acknowledge, yet internally it scarcely seems as though you are present. It is akin to if an individual has reduced the auditory output of the remnants of your previous existence and nothing possesses flavor. Indeed, that is due to the existence of the false self, commencing to disintegrate, taking along with it the dependencies that supported its operations. Distraction of approval is what you are experiencing. Disengaged from the intricate web of significance, I was unaware that reconnected to it is both daunting and exhilarating. Permanent, and yet devoid of any surrounding presence appears to grasp. Leading us to the third indication is a sense of solitude, not due to your state of isolation, yet because you're arousing the realm you once belonged to has now come to resemble a language from an unfamiliar realm. Dialogues appear devoid of substance, connections, experience incongruous banter. Evokes the sensation akin to the flavor of dust. You no longer desire companionship. You seek genuineness, which poses a significant risk. Longing in an environment ensnared by facades. Carl Jung once articulated, the privilege of one's existence is devoted to the pursuit of authentic self-realization. However, he never indicated that it would be well known. He never indicated that the journey would be congested. For to rouse is to withdraw from the collective, not due to hubris, Yet it is imperative to depart the security of the community and delve into the depths of your own being. Not in an expanse, illuminated, yet shrouded in shadows and reverberations concerning all that you were instructed to steer clear of. It is at this juncture that the fourth sign becomes evident. Its visage, or more accurately, its silhouette. One starts to encounter various facets of one's identity. I never wish to witness this. The initiation of shadow work is not merely a notion, yet it manifests as an experiential reality. For you start to observe your responses, injures, your protective barriers, projections have become increasingly complex. To rationalize the reflection becomes intolerable until it becomes imperative for you to comprehend the adversary does not reside externally. It never has. The critic, the saboteur, the wound it inflicts. Residing within it is your essence. Yet this is not the entirety of your being. Unfortunate information. This is of significant importance due to the instant you cease evading your own shadow, you cease evading your potential. Yet initially, that is not the sensation one experiences. Initially, it seems as though disintegration is occurring. This leads us to the fifth concealed indicator. You conflate enlightenment with annihilation. There exists a rationale for the multitude of reasons. Spiritual teachings address the concept of death and rebirth is not merely a metaphor. It is a tangible reality. The ego ceases to exist, the illusion dissipates, and the narrative concludes. Ceases to exist, along with the iteration of yourself that was never genuine. Sorrow arises not solely for what was relinquished in exchange for that which was never attained. One genuinely experiences, one laments the years squandered, the erroneous beginnings, the facades you don. So, however, underlying the sorrow lies something ignites an essence, an existence, a stillness that is not devoid of substance but rather vibrant. And then, at some point, suddenly it resonates. The sixth, the sign lacks volume and grandeur. Yet it is the most enigmatic of all. You commence to perceive direction from a higher source. Perhaps it resides within the realm of dreams, or perhaps it exists in another form. Synchronicities serve as a recurring symbol. The phrase you required appeared at the precise instant an unexpected understanding emerges profoundly. The logical intellect struggles to elucidate it, yet the essence remains indifferent. It continues to progress through symbols rather than through logical constructs, and it conveys a message to you now if you possess the requisite stillness to listen to this. It is the discourse of the unconscious realm to which Jung dedicated his efforts, the essence of comprehending archetypes and myths. Visions. This is not mere fantasy. It is the timeless knowledge you may have overlooked, and it shall not proclaim. It will merely speak softly until you are prepared to engage in thoughtful discourse. And when you do, when you yield to that softly articulate a subtle transformation, and that ultimately leads us to the seventh concealed indication that you comprehend the impossibility of retracing your steps, and for the first time, you find yourself at ease with the apprehension persists, rooted in the uncertainty of the unknown, remains present. Yet there exists an element, an intensified awareness, a profound understanding that transcends mere solutions. However, based on alignment, you do not fully embody your true self. And you're no longer endeavoring to be. You are experiencing a profound realization. Yet this realization is not the destination, represents a fragmentation, the notion that you will eventually reach an ideal condition of illumination and tranquility exists. Itself yet another illness. Ion poised to die, awakening transcends the notion of mere enhancement. Spirituality transcends the act of meditation, extending the citation of Rumi or acquiring knowledge to articulate with softer expressions. The process of awakening is regarding the perception of reality unmediated by preconceived notions devoid of protections. Stripped of any safeguard you have donned since your formative years, and what you commence to perceive is frightening, not due to the state of the world, more disappointing than you anticipated. Yet due to its is more authentic, more unrefined, and above all as your involvement in it has ceased upon awakening, one finds oneself in a state of passivity. Accountable for your interpretation, you are able to cease attributing fault to the external world for the anguish you can no longer feign. I was unaware that you have experienced so much emotion. Excessively immersed, excessively profound, and thus the subsequent phase commences not as an elevation, but as a descent into the integration process can be a gradual and often arduous journey, the act of reconstructing that which has previously existed fragmented, not into your former self, but into an individual possessing greater integrity, an entity more complete. This is the moment when silence descends. Not that the quietude of solitude, the quietude of the presence, evokes a yearning for tranquility. You diminish the intensity of the external, sounds the realm of social media, appears to be a cacophony. The incessant chatter becomes intolerable. The information and another distortion becomes apparent. This was never intended for your consumption. The considerable turmoil within your nervous system elevate your essence. They were meticulously crafted for profundity rather than diversion. And thus you disengage not out of disdain for existence, yet due to the fact that you have ultimately embraced self-love sufficient to cease neglecting your inner self. The realm for the external one T. His tranquility is revered. It is the realm where the remnants of your essence reverts to the realm of instinct, clarifies in the presence of misleading narratives, and yet it is within this silence that one commenced the confrontation of what could prove to be the most challenging, the essence of your entire exist. It's complicit in your own affliction, not deliberately refraining from deliberately, yet you have deceived your own essence for endorsement regarding the safety of that affection was never authentic. And now you perceive the consequences, the pain, the anger, the sorrow, not merely for what was inflicted upon you, yet for what purpose permitted, accepted, engaged in this reckoning holds a sacred significance. It is not intended to, it is unfortunate that it is intended to liberate you. Due to this realm of profound honesty reveals an alternative dimension. More profound than forgiveness is the essence of compassion. You commence to perceive the suffering underlying individuals. Actions, you start to discern their projections of their shadows, the absence of F-sight, and your refusal to accept it. It is advisable to cease efforts aimed at rectifying their issues. You cease your efforts to attain comprehension, cease elucidating your development to those who have not merited your narrative, and rather, you revert to your own essence. This is the process referred to by Jung as individuation, the path to completeness, not the seamless unity of completeness, the conscious, and the unconscious, the convergence of dichotomies. The union of contrasts, the interplay of light and shadow, the duality of masculine and feminine, the interplay between ego and soul transcends mere blissfulness. It represents a condition of veracity and authenticity when to live fully is not to be ostentatious. Rather, it embodies a sense of humility. It remains silent, requiring no persuasion. Merely exists within this phase of the world, begins to reveal itself distinct, not due to transformation, but as a result of your actions. You commence your movement. Speak less and listen more. In doing so, you will evolve. Hypersensitive to execution, towards insincerity, towards anything that lacks a foundational basis in existence, where the desire for recognition has dissipated, you aspire to perceive. No longer pursuing this implies that you embody it, rendering prayer unnecessary. In your essence, you personify tranquility gradually and with intention. Without coercion, without effort. You commence to harmonize one's existence with a particular essence, ancient concepts that transcend mere cultural boundaries, more profound than mere personality. More profound than the facade you previously confused for your true self commence existence from the core. Yet the core is not a gentle quality. It is resolute and powerful, unyielding, It shall strip away anything that does not resonate with your essence, will deconstruct relationships that are anchored in self-importance. It will culminate in the demise of established careers regarding survival. It will extricate you from spaces that necessitate your quietude. It shall remove all deceptive personas you have adhered to until all that remains is merely what constitutes reality. And what is not defined by your name. Neither your responsibility nor your standing, even your convictions regarding the nature of reality, are subject to scrutiny. The essence of reality resides within you, that observes perpetually from the shadows, the cacophony of contemplation, the tumult of the emotional facade of individuality, possesses neither a name nor a gender, nor does it have a history. It exists in its essence, and the deeper you engage with it, the deeper your comprehension, the clearer the reasoning becomes. The previous existence had to disintegrate. It was not sustainable. Consequences served as a form of preparation, akin to the forging heat of a fire. Did not incinerate you, it unveiled your essence. Not rousing oneself to evade the realm, you are becoming aware to engage with it through your vision accessible. Yet it has become evident that you are unable to proceed. No longer will I be able to see you the indulgence of feigning that what once brought you satisfaction continues to do so. Feigning that superficial relationships are sufficiently ceasing the facade of evasion to diminish is to forfeit the essence of one's being. Self-harm following your spiritual enlightenment initiates the expense of forsaking oneself. If the level becomes excessively elevated, you might consider reverting to a previous state. To stifle oneself with antiquated practices, patterns of the elderly, yet there exists a deeper essence within you shall no longer permit it. The suffering is more astute now. Not due to any flaw, however, due to your heightened sense of vitality, aware that your system has ceased to function, endures the clamor, the falsehoods. The sleepwalking is indeed a fascinating phenomenon, a curious intersection of consciousness and the subconscious. The weight of consciousness you experience, more one becomes increasingly aware of the burdens one bears. Profoundness in an era fixated on superficiality, you perceive the essence of individuals' dialogue. Encompassing complete frameworks of significance, and it has the capacity to evoke emotions banished like a specter amidst the vibrant throng. Yet you are not solitary. Numerous individuals are experiencing a similar awakening. Silently and unobtrusively within the confines of their residences, their vocations, in their quietude, there exists neither a procession nor a formal declaration. Merely a subdued collective of spirits, making selections veracity over ease, profundity over the integrity of distraction surpasses mere image, though they remain unseen. Their existence is undeniable, and one day one will discern them through their manner of observe your presence. Amidst the tranquility they embody within the anguish, they have ceased to evade the affection that evokes a sense of nostalgia upon awakening. One finds that they no longer affection, accompanied by a sense of connection you cherish with consciousness of the cosmos. With profound respect, you cease the attempts to dominate. Initiate instead observing your cessation of actions that reflect your value, commence emanating an aura. This transformation is significant. All that you have ceased to implore to become selected, as you have ultimately made a decision, one no longer fears solitude, as you have come to appreciate your own, an organization that no longer seeks external affirmation, as you have come to place confidence in your inner self-guidance, transcends mere external validation, and in this novel mode of existence, unusual occurrences commence as existence unfolds. Communicating with you in a more appropriate manner, books serendipitously find their way into your possession at the opportune moment. Individuals come not in a state of perfection, but rather in a harmonious alignment. The challenges you previously dreaded unveil the concealed doctrines. The frameworks you repeated over the years begin to relax their grasp, not due to chance, nor because of enchantment, Yet it is influenced by your vibrational state transformed. You're no longer existing from engaging in programming, allows one to exist in a state of awareness. Presence embodies strength, not dominance over others. Rather than exerting dominance or engaging in manipulation. But autonomy self-possession entails the capacity to transition from your core, remain steadfast regardless of the tempest that may arise surrounding you, is the capacity for profound emotional expiry. And continue to respond with awareness, the capacity to be entirely present in the moment without feigning existence in an alternate realm. This is the implications of being awakened, elevated in perspective, yet grounded in existence. Not evading suffering, but creating the significance of not evading the shadow, however. Incorporating it in harmony with it, allowing it to illuminate the source of your strength. It was entombed. Thus, the essence of the self emerges. Not via perfection, but through engagement ceases. When one attempts to embody as illumination begins, you evolve into the vessel. For the entirety of it, illumination and darkness, elation and fury, the song of beauty, grief, and silence transforms you entirety rather than the ideal. And in pursuing this, you embody the essence of what the mystic articulated. Jung dedicated his existence to the examination of the union. The reconciliation of opposites, division within the hallowed union of spirit and the essence of self, primal drive, and the essence of the masculine spirit, and the interplay of feminine chaos and order. You are not no longer in pursuit of the journey. You are evolving into each injury you bear transforms into a through each threshold. Every sense of shame transforms into a means of access. Each one a pivotal element. The disintegration transforms into a rite of passage, prompting you to cease. Denouncing the flames as you commence comprehending that you embody the essence of illumination. An educator may provide this to you without any prescribed doctrine. It can be produced in a manner that no expert can replicate. Replace your internal dialogue due to. Awakening is not a state to be attained. It is an aspect that you permit, something that you recollect, an enduring presence, awaiting your moment of tranquility, candid enough and courageous enough to revisit upon engaging with it. One comes to a profound realization. Otherwise, this was never a matter of evading the world. This was a matter of re-engagement with it, conscious, aware, grounded in your true essence, not present to merely drift in euphoria. Your purpose is here, to manifest your essence amidst turmoil. You are one does not exist in a realm devoid of suffering. Here to be transformed by it, you are not. You seem to be seeking the path of least resistance. I am here to navigate the path of integrity in this matter. The journey of the spirit is indeed the essence of the soul's exploration. This expedition represents a profound transformation occurring in the background of the commonplace, exists not within sacred spaces or secluded havens, but in kitchens, commutes, and heartbreaks. Restless evenings herald your enlightenment. It has commenced, and we find ourselves here now. Your journey has not yet reached its conclusion. However, at the onset of a new one, not elevated yet not enlightened, not adrift in an elusive state of euphoria, yet rooted, unrefined, truly vibrant in a manner previously unexperienced prior to consciousness, in a manner that simultaneously ignites and emancipates. This embodies the paradox of awakening, does not provide definitive answers. It provides clarity. However, it does not eradicate suffering. It enhances your potential. To maintain it does not facilitate an easier existence. It imbues each moment with greater significance. Dialogue attains a revered status with each silence, serves as an educator in every instance. The disintegration transforms into a reflection, prompting you to observe that nothing is squandered, not even the act of betrayal. Neither the bewilderment nor the sorrow upon the floor during the nocturnal hours is not the years you believe to be squandered were, in fact, not. Each component, every fragment, Each deceptive persona ultimately converging, you find yourself at this juncture where you are not prolonged the pursuit of enlightenment. Due to you, it has been acknowledged that it is currently in progress. Within you lies an essence that no text can encapsulate. A ritual possesses the capacity to fulfill it in a manner that no label can achieve. Encompass it, a mystery is gradually revealing itself. From within, a profound exploration into the depths. Revert to the fundamental nature. A process of purification, all that is false, and reconstructing from the remnants of your own to embody the essence of Carl Jung. One might reflect on his assertion. The most, it is a profoundly daunting endeavor to embrace one's true self. Entirely. And that is what this journey requires, an unwavering and profound resurgence towards the essence underlying the essence, not to the essence of the individual, rather than the facade presented the ant. Entirety of the self is sacred and emerges from that essence the moment your presence emerges. Transformation commences others, not via instruction, nor through advocating. Through the essence of our humanity, experience an internal sensation, not solely due to your endeavoring to embody a different essence, due to you are no longer concealing your tranquility. Surpasses the tumult of their disorder boundaries, transform into opportunities to integrity. Your silence resonates as an echo. When you cease to save others, you cease to uphold the essence of truth. By articulating your thoughts, you cease to diminish your presence. To occupy realms that undermine your essence, you transform into a reflective surface, not one that complements, yet one that discloses rather than conceals. While it is likely to garner widespread appreciation, there will inevitably be those who exhibit reluctance. Some will project onto it, while others will attempt to ensnare you within their fabricated reality as your autonomy poses a challenge to their own. And yet you refrain from reverting to the past roles, not due to aversion, but as a result of your personal growth. You find yourself no longer aligned with them. To extend your presence in order to gain approval, you exist to embrace authenticity. Your presence has shifted beyond mere existence. I comprehend that your purpose is to embody. Comprehending your absence from this place, do not diminish your potential. You are destined to embrace your full capacity. The realm in which your essence was destined to dwell, it encompasses the expense of enlightenment and the subsequent benefits. One will inevitably forfeit numerous illusions. Superficial interactions provide a sense of ease, the shared experience of slumber, yet the benefits you derive are unyielding. It remains impervious to external forces. It simply exists. Not reliant on the circumstances, it inhabits one's essence. The veracity, the internal, the flame you now bear with quiet humility, with unwavering conviction. And that suffices as you have ceased to walk. You are no longer on the path of another, articulating the convictions of another, no longer awaiting authorization. You are transforming into the tangible manifestation of your one's own essence, not due to simplicity, but due to its authenticity. Not merely for the sake of it elegant, yet grounded in reality for the reason that it embodies perfection. Yet simply because it exists, the sole pursuit of significance. Thus, if one experiences a sensation akin to dissent, allow yourself to surrender if you find yourself adrift. Have faith that it is the essence guiding you. Delve within if all that you previously held dear is gradually departing. Allow it to fade, for you are not in the process of dying. One finds oneself awakening to everything. What you are relinquishing is creating an opportunity for your essence is complete. There is no necessity for alteration. There is no necessity to exert pressure. It is unnecessary. Must transform into something beyond precisely what you inherently possess. Beneath the sound, underlying the trepidation, beneath the undulations, you embody the expanse that observes the blaze. The sile. NCE, you embody the unfolding, the recollecting, the reality that remains elusive, instructed, solely existed. And if you have listened to summons, should you have experienced the fracture, Should you have traversed the night without chart your course, and in doing so, understand the essence of your spiritual journey. The process of awakening has commenced, and the essence is already ascending.